Hello there and welcome back to the channel. It's time for another season finale of The Mandalorian. This is of course season 3, episode 8 or chapter 24. I've really been looking forward to this, especially since last week. What happened there was one hell of an episode, ending the brutal death of Paz Vizsla, who stayed behind and really kicked some ass, but unfortunately couldn't do anything against 3 Praetorian guards. Then he's been captured. The rest of them, no idea what they're going to do here. What about the fleet up in space? One of the last things that Gideon said was, let's take that fleet off the board while we still have the element of surprise. So I'm really afraid of what's going to happen there. And then so much talk about the spies. Who does that title refer to? And I have no freaking idea, man. Is it the armorer? Is it like who? Or does it refer to something else? And it's not really just letting us know that, oh, someone betrayed them.
But they know how to, get that water cooler talk
going.
Back.
Yeah. Definitely. They know how to not tease us, but at least keep us talking or keep us wondering about what's gonna happen. But I think we're just pretty much gonna jump into it if you are ready.
Yes, I put on Mythosaur. That's like the line.
Oh
so
yeah.
Now you know what I think is gonna
what's gonna happen. And I wore
or at least
this Mythosaur t-shirt again because. Yeah, I also think that we might see a Mythosaur here in the finale, because that's something it seems like they've been building to, but there's a lot of stuff that could happen again, and if I start theorizing, then this is going to be a very, very, very long intro. So again, yeah.
Yes, just a quick thing. Please stop telling me to get my thyroid checked. I'm freaking mean it. I get, I think, a comment on a monthly basis now, I think, about my thyroid. I have got it checked. Please stop the comments now. It's really frustrating at this point. Thank you.
Yes, and on a lighter note, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like and comment. Check out that Patreon page where you of course can watch the full-length uncut reactions. We've also started Ted Lasso Season 3 and Arcane over there. Arcane will be coming out on YouTube in the not too distant future, and Ted Lasso Season 3, same, perhaps undecided, but you can watch it over on Patreon right now. There's a link down in the description below. And thank you so much to everyone who's supporting us on Patreon, because you are really keeping this this channel going, and we appreciate that support so much. All right, now Season 3 finale of The Mandalorian. This is chapter 24. Here we go.
I can make a run for the fleet and get us reinforcements. There's a split in the ceiling there.
I still don't get how he's gonna make a run for the fleet when they don't have a ship and they can't communicate with the people.
Apparently, someone explained it could be that they are so low orbit that he can actually get it there on with
his jetpack.
Yeah.
Oh. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Sorry.
Rest in pass.
Paz Vizsla ended up being Peasla.
Peasla.
I'm tired. Don't judge
It's a mix between a pizza and a pizza. No.
Vizsla?
Stop it. Right into it. Okay, yeah, he is just going straight for the fleet like that. Ooh. Oh, damn. Yeah, them wearing Beskar does not make things easier.
No.
Oh. Yes. Whoa. They got flamethrowers as well?
No.
Ooh, damn. How did you do that, Grogu? How did you get here?
Okay.
The Bacta spray. Here, Dad. Healing. Healing.
I'm gonna need you to be brave for me, okay? We can't keep running. If we don't take out Moff Gideon, this will never end.
Oh, don't say stuff like that. It's ominous.
Okay, what's the title? The Return. The Return?
Who returns? Who? Or to where?
Thrawn! Oh, no.
Don't.
I don't even want to
No,
start
I think that's an Ahsoka thing.
But Return of the Mandalorians.
Perhaps, yeah.
Sir, the fighters and bombers have launched. Their capital ship will soon be destroyed.
But the Mandalorian has escaped.
But you have a tracker on him? Or...
I'll take care of him myself.
Oh. How did that go last time?
Yeah, but this time,
Come in, R5.
he's wearing Beskar.
True.
I need you, buddy.
R5!
Sorry, I don't speak binary. I'm counting on you.
He's counting on a droid.
Oh. I actually didn't know R5 had those boosters as well.
No, wrong way.
Why did you even look?
Axe works the fleet command. The scouting party has been ambushed by Imperial weapons.
All right,
They're launching fighters to destroy...
you did it.
I'll take care of the cruiser. Everyone go. Move! Go!
You'll take care of the cruiser? Oh, damn, Axe Woes. Another freaking sacrifice?
If that's for real, then he's definitely not a spy.
No. Does not seem like it. Alright. All Mandalorians to the surface. Oh, they just missed each other. Come on, Axe. What's the plan here? Ow.
The command center is down there. I don't have any weapons, so this might get messy.
You think?
There's some barrier shields. I'm gonna need you to deactivate them one at a time.
Ah, so that he can take them out 2 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Over the shield! Over the shield!
Speaking of shields, do they have
Oh,
like
okay.
shields on their backs?
Some of them at least.
Oh. Seen something like that before?
Vibro staffs or something.
Nice. No, mouse droid, no. Shit.
Piss off, mouse.
Whew. Well done. Get out of there, get out of there, get up. What? You just got more... What?
Why?
Why? One of them just went over the edge.
What?
What the f...
It's all the clones, right?
Yeah, but... Okay, let's get into this. Come on. Is he cloning himself?
I think so. Could be.
It looks like it, right?
Yeah.
Don't.
Let's go.
Oh, okay. taking out the clones.
We'll be safe down here a while. We've taken refuge in these surface caves since the
Whoa.
purge.
A little oasis.
Wow, it looks like fruits as well.
You found underground gardens.
No, we planted farms. These are the
Wow.
old species indigenous to Mandalore.
I never knew the surface could still sustain plant life.
All they need is room to grow.
Lady Kryze, your reinforcements have arrived.
Boom. All right, so again, no one is a spy.
Seems like it.
Seems like it. Oh, she's going as well.
Well, we know that she's more than capable. So.
Yeah. And she's brought her tools.
Yep.
Oh! Oh, that's freaking awesome.
I know it's just a symbolic gesture, but yeah,
Still.
it's a bit silly.
Ah, come on. Come on.
As I said, it's a symbolic gesture. I get it.
Oh, she's gonna use it now. Oh, damn. What a shit show.
Yeah.
But it's so cool.
It's everything you ever wanted, right?
Seeing Mandalorians like that, just flying into combat. Oh, yes. They know what they're doing.
My clones, but improved by adding the one thing I never had.
What?
Declorians?
The Force, yeah.
You smothered them before they could draw their first breath.
And then with everyone else fighting in the background. Oh, fuck. Nope, not again, not again, not again, not again. Then... Shit, Bo-Katan, could you fly down here with the freaking Darksaber and lend a hand? Ooh, no, of course. Grogu. No, no. But... I don't think... No. Can't fight the freaking Praetorians like that. What? Whoa.
Oh, that's
nice.
cool.
The knee rockets. Oh, Grogu. It's basically like a mech suit as well that he's wearing. Oh. Come on. Bo-Katan. Oh!
Yeah.
Yes. I got this. Oh, okay. Oh, this is so cool. Ooh! How dare you? Oh! Didn't. Yes!
Move.
Use the Force. Teamwork.
Yes.
Teamwork and safety. Whew.
Tense.
Oh, damn.
You did good, kid.
Yeah, I was just about to say the exact same thing. You did good. Shit, Axe.
Don't-
Now you
You're
again.
allowed to leave.
You don't have to go down with the ship. Oh, that's what he was planning on do. Shit. Yep, everyone, get out.
Bo, please just get out of there.
What? Did you just destroy the Darksaber? Like that?
How?
The Darksaber is gone. You've lost everything.
Oh, doesn't need it to rule.
Mandalorians are weak once they lose their trinkets.
Mandalorians are stronger together.
Still need to get out of there. And you don't have to pilot the ship any longer. Yep,
Yes.
there we go. Get out. Oof, nice. Good save. Get out, get out, get out, get out. Woo. Nice.
Wow.
What? Ah. Damn.
I was thinking that tiny shield was gonna.
That was not gonna
save
do
nothing.
much. Yes, there we go, Grogu.
Oh, you're gonna be so exhausted after this. Oh, poor baby.
He has really gotten good with the Force.
But if he was like 2 years with Luke, it makes sense that he's gotten better at it.
Yeah, or however long it was, and he did have training before that. Yeah. Phew, yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Exhausted. Well, we've seen him do something like that before in the first season.
Sure.
This was just on a bigger scale, for sure. No Mythosaur, though.
Is the episode over yet?
No, it's not, I know. And they're at the Living Waters.
Mm-hmm.
I swear on my name and the names of the ancestors.
I swear on my name.
Oh, and now he finally gets to do it. With no interruptions. Oh, Grogu's gonna take the creed? But he can't speak the words.
If his parent gave permission, couldn't he then become a Mandalorian apprentice?
But his parents are far from here. If they're even alive.
I'm his dad.
Then I will adopt him as my own.
Yes. You basically already did that.
Mm-hmm.
Let it be written in song that Din Djarin is accepting this foundling as his son. Din Grogu, Mandalorian apprentice.
Din Grogu.
This is the way.
Okay. Oh.
This is very dark.
Are we gonna?
Yep. There it is.
Yes. Mythosaur. So it's just chilling down there.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. We're back, baby. Light the great forge. For Mandalore. Amazing. Where are you guys going? Oh, New Republic. We still got Dave Filoni with his freaking hat in the background.
Your kid sure
Aw.
likes the trophies.
It's not him, kid.
Hey.
You don't have the resources to protect the Outer Rim, let alone hunt down Imperial remnants.
Oh.
And I need work.
You want to work for the New Republic.
On a case-by-case basis.
Why not?
An independent contractor.
Freelancer.
Yeah.
Let me think about it.
You already did. It's a good deal and you know it. What I want in return is that.
Oh.
Scrap assassin droid head?
He needs the memory circuit. So we are actually getting IG-11 back.
Oh, that would be amazing.
To a cabin just outside of town where you can lay low with your new family if you choose so.
Oh, and then a place to stay on Navarro between adventures.
And that goes for you too, Din Grogu.
And I have a gift for you as well.
Oh, a marshal in the form of IG-11. Oh, what? Well, that's not bad at all. And oh, that's a nice little spot, yeah. With a tree. One tree.
Single tree. A tiny pond with frogs.
With frogs. Those poor frogs.
Yeah. At least he didn't eat it this time.
True. All right. Okay. That was much more of a happy ending than I thought, than I anticipated. I was getting ready for heartbreak or something in this episode. But it wasn't easy. Still, everything pretty much went their way. They got Mandalore back. And Grogu, or Din Grogu, is now the adopted son of Din Djarin. They have their own place on Navarro, and they're just going to go on adventures and do some work for the New Republic, fighting Imperial remnants. That's, yeah, okay. So that's season 4, or at least how we're going to go into season 4. That's what's going to be happening. And then I'm sure we're going to also see how things are going on Mandalore now that they are back. So I'm pretty sure that's what the title was referring to. The return. That is the return of the Mandalorians. They now have Mandalore back, and there's a lot of work to do if they want to get it back to like former glory, because it's pretty much in ruins, but doesn't matter. They have their home back, and Moff Gideon is dead, seemingly. Looks like that was it for Gideon. I did not expect that either. He could have survived. You never know. We didn't see a body or anything.
No.
Yeah, all right. I just wanted to check and see if there was any like post-credit scene or anything like that. It's not something they do a lot, but they did do that at the end of season 2. That's when we got the Book of Boba Fett reveal in that post-credit scene at Jabba's palace, but nothing like that this time around. Like it's really, it's almost as if they were just making sure that they could round the series off in case they didn't get to do another season after this. But I know I'm pretty sure they got renewed for seasons 3 and 4 at the same time, so they knew they were going to do another season. But anywho, it's just because it's much more of a wrap up.
Absolutely.
Than I thought it was going to be.
Definitely loose ends or hints as to something that like it could definitely continue.
Oh yeah.
But as you say, it's really rounded off. Like,
it really is.
They even took supposedly, or seemingly took out Moff Gideon.
Yep.
But I also think that his days were numbered, because, well, if you're trying to cross a certain Grand Admiral, you won't live long, I think.
Yeah, that was some of the theories going around, because he was openly sort of going against Thrawn and suggesting new leadership, that maybe Thrawn was going to make an example of him. But that was not the case. It was the Mandalorians. They took him out, which is as they should. It's very fitting with everything that he's done towards the Mandalorians and Mandalore. So he had it coming, that's for sure. And yeah, it was of course Bo and Din fighting against him in the end, and Grogu as well. Grogu really helped out, but what actually really killed him was what Axe Woves did, which was some quick thinking on his part that okay, this ship is going down anyways,
so let's just
I'm gonna aim it at that freaking base. That was so badass done, and then of course the Mandalorians just getting the heck out of there. It was really like, what are they going to do? Bo and Din and Grogu, because they're still down there, but of course Grogu's got the Force, and as I mentioned, we've seen him do something like that before, but this was on a grander scale, and he was able to just create like a force field around them, so they were safe, and it was only Gideon that got blasted, hit, burned to a crisp, or I don't know, because he was inside that armor still. But
think about it like cast iron. That's why it's called. Sorry.
What?
Remember I talked about like iron that is basically like.
Yes, in the previous one, or
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Another reaction.
I think it was in another.
Okay,
I just. But think about the Beskar suit basically as like cast iron or something.
So
like
he's
that.
getting
so
cooked inside of the suit.
That's what I'm thinking. Like this is a lot of heat. A lot of heat.
Yeah. It definitely seemed like that. That's just death right there. But I must say, like, I'm a little bit sad because he was just a good villain, and it was nice having Giancarlo Esposito there in that role. And he wasn't in this season a lot. It was only in these last 2 episodes, so it felt a little bit like, because he got arrested at the end of the previous season, and then he broke out or escaped off screen, and we only heard people talking about it. We never really saw it, and then he finally comes back here, and then all of a sudden he's gone again, and seems like he's gone for good. So I'm a little, I don't know how I feel about them doing it that way.
Yeah, there are definitely things that was slightly disappointing in a way, or like I'm slightly disappointed that they took out Gideon for the reasons that you were mentioning. But I don't know if it's because Giancarlo Esposito is like
too busy
with stuff, or if like they're just done with Gideon or something. I don't know if it's because they wanted to round off one big baddie before they introduce the big baddie.
With Thrawn, who's the next series coming out, that is Ahsoka in August, so that could definitely also be it. They're just making way for Thrawn, and maybe when we get to season 4 of The Mandalorian, then the Thrawn stuff is gonna spill over into and
perhaps
maybe Din and Grogu. They've been doing this freelance work for the New Republic for a while, but then they have to join up with Ahsoka and the others to take down the big one, Thrawn. Or maybe it seems more likely they'll save that for the movie that's coming out, the big finale of all the series. But yeah, again, either way, this was just way more of a wrap up. Like, they really put a bow on this when it comes to at least the story.
Bo-Katan?
When it comes to the story of like the Mandalorians and Mandalore, Din and his apprentice Grogu, who's now officially his adopted son. Things are good on Navarro, it seems. Moff Gideon seemingly dead, out of the picture. So it's just, it could almost have been a series finale. But obviously they got more stories to tell, and I'm sure, like, of course they know what they're doing, and there's still gonna be plenty to get into in season 4, and this is the plan that they're going with, because of course they have a plan for this whole thing. But I'm just so surprised with the way that this one ended, and the way that the season went as well, because like I still very much enjoyed it. It's The Mandalorian, it's Star Wars, it's great entertainment, it's so well made, so much awesome stuff going on, and my Mandalorian heart was just so full, like throughout this season, if you can say it like that. There was so much awesomeness going on. but it is my least favorite season of the three, I think. And it's not because it's easy to be like, oh, well, we didn't get the big Luke Skywalker cameo and no Ahsoka, no Boba Fett, like in the second season, you know, those big holy shit moments. And the first season in and of itself was, you know, that was the first Star Wars live action series. So that was, you know, it had that going for it. And every episode was like new and exciting because this was a new and exciting thing. And then they topped themselves in season 2 with introducing a lot of legacy characters and whatnot. And here in season 3, you know, the big driving point was the Mandalorians. Like this really became the Mandalorian show, like for real, like really focusing in on that. But there were also a lot of other stuff going on, some side things, and really showing us what's going on in the galaxy and on Coruscant. And yeah, it was different, like still really entertaining. And then it focused in here in the end, and we got way more of a wrap up than I thought. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this episode and the season overall? Kind of the same, or? I
must admit, I am underwhelmed.
Both
by the episode and the season.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the type of person, I love a Monster of the Week kind of thing. For a lot of series, especially X-Files. It's like some of my absolute favorite things to watch is like the Monster of the Week episodes of X-Files.
Yeah.
And I hated the whole arc thing. I didn't want it. I didn't want anything to do with it. And I feel like I have a little bit the same way with this. Like I really liked in the start of this, like with the back in season 1, where it didn't feel necessarily unfocused. It just felt it was new and exciting, and it was not necessarily going down some like a certain arc for something necessarily.
Okay.
Like it had its own thing going on. And then I feel like there was a lot of, in this season, it was more about like Bo-Katan and like her return to Mandalore, and like the whole, like as you said, it became a lot less Din and Grogu focused, and ended up being a lot more Mandalorian focused.
Yes.
Especially, and not necessarily saying that it's a bad thing at all, but it's just I felt like Din and Grogu got kind of took a back step, and then we saw all these other things that are of course amazing, nothing about that, but I just felt like it was not what this show set out to be.
Yeah, fair enough.
And like this same thing with like season 2, there's of course, as you said, there's a lot of introducing some legacy characters, that's great. Also like for us a little bit more than casual fans, we saw a lot of like there's a lot of Easter eggs, and there was a lot of like with us introducing Ahsoka, reintroducing Luke, or it's kind of a reintroduction. Never mind. It's like there's all these like legacy characters and also just like Star Wars characters that just came in, and like there was a huge thing for us that have been kind of delving in the deep waters of Star Wars, definitely. But yeah, I don't know. It's it just felt like it just didn't feel like the first 2 seasons.
It did feel different for sure, and I think we're gonna get. It seems like just from the ending here that we're gonna get back to more of what we had, at least in the first season, because now it's just Din and Grogu again, or Din and Din again. Like, how does that work with the names?
I think it's a little bit like I think, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong here, but I think in China they do like the surname first, and then the what's it called, like our first name, but like the actual name, person's name.
So his real name is actually like, Jaren, or yeah, it's just we haven't really gotten that before with Mandalorian culture and names. I'm pretty sure of, or maybe I don't remember. That was just yeah. Anywho, we're gonna get back to that thing with just Din Djarin and Grogu
but I think
doing their thing and doing bounty hunting, now freelance for the New Republic, and we've gotten the greater Mandalorian plot that is very much linked to Gideon. Like we've gotten that out of the way.
Yeah, and I think that there's some things in this season that was great. But I feel like it felt misplaced, and that would have been much more appropriate to put in a season like what's coming up, for example. So if they wanted to explore some of that, for example, Coruscant, as you said, all of this New Republic stuff, I just feel like they could have put it in a later season. I know but as you say, if they actually was signed for both season 3 and 4, it's some big weird decisions for me, but
maybe some of the things that they've introduced in this season will come back in season 4, but it did seem a bit random sometimes, and where I was like, okay, I think this is where they're going with it, and it's going to come back towards the end of the season, and then it didn't really have that much of an impact. Like, again, the whole thing with Kane and Pershing on Coruscant, like, it was really interesting and clearly linked to the Gideon stuff, but it didn't do much, like, to change. Like, it didn't have that much of an impact, at least for the end of this season. It might, all of it, come back later, and I'm sure it will, because that's usually how it goes with Star Wars series, or with the animated ones, and some of the storytelling that we have been seeing in the live action, and especially in this season of The Mandalorian, have been very akin to what we got in some of those animated series.
Sure, and like there's I mean, and I also talked about this in the
one before the
one
of the others.
One with the Jack Black episode.
Yeah.
And that's like, it felt a bit off, because usually with Dave Filoni and his his projects, when he does a thing, it usually has some sort of impact, like in like the other, like, so it kind of crosses, and you know, like he's gonna take it up further down the road and stuff like that. But that's also kind of my gripe with this, because if, like, I know it's probably he might tie it back to something in the next season, especially at least the whole thing with Coruscant and Elia Kane and stuff. But that was my main gripe with the episode with Jack Black, that it felt out of place, even for a Dave Filoni project. It felt out of place in a superfluous way. And there's just been a lot of that in this season. So that's my thoughts on it, at least. Yeah,
I don't know, like, exactly how much of this season that Dave Filoni, like, wrote, because of course it's Jon Favreau's show. And then he teamed up with Filoni. Kind of... Yeah, like, they're both showrunners. But I think during this season, and when this was made, Filoni is also very much working on Ahsoka, because that's his baby, that's his thing, and the continuation of Rebels. And then he also got this movie. So I don't know if he was like it could also much of it have been like some stuff that Favreau wanted to do specifically during this season.
But he's still, I think that Dave Filoni is still like overseeing.
The
Star Wars project, so he's still
signing off on everything and being consulted, even when he's not working directly with something. Of course. But yeah, it did feel like a different season. One thing that we didn't get either, which we've gotten in the 2 previous seasons, is we didn't get to see Pedro.
Oh.
He didn't take off his helmet in this season at all. And it does make sense story-wise. It's just, I was just certain that they would find a way to show his face again, because they've done that before.
Yeah.
But I also think, again, some behind the scenes stuff here, that Pedro was fairly busy doing The Last of Us for a long while. So he wasn't on set a lot, or maybe not at all in this season.
He is a busy man.
He's a very, very busy man, very sought after, which, it makes sense because he's talented as hell and such an amazing person in real life. But I think he probably wasn't on set for this one. So that could also have added to it. And then he's going to be more around for season 4, and then maybe we'll see his face again there. It just seems like with the Children of the Watch and that whole, we're calling it a cult and people are calling it a cult. It still very much is. And like the whole don't take off your helmet thing, like they doubled down on that. And I don't know what would get them away from it again. Because I thought maybe we were going in a direction where they were gonna be a bit more loose when it comes to the rules with the Mandalorians, and they might still do that in the future because, hey, the Darksaber got destroyed.
That's also that's also like one of the main things that really disappointed me, because it's like it was such a huge thing, it's such a huge symbol, and of course like it's also symbolic that it got destroyed. I know.
Yeah, because you don't need it as a symbol to unite.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like the way that he just like took it, grabbed it, and just like that,
squished it in his hands.
Yeah, I was just like, for something that's so, have meant so much, and it was like such a huge thing. I know that you completely freaked out when you saw Moff Gideon wield it.
Yeah, the first time.
It's like it's such a huge thing, and then it's just being discarded like that. It's like I know some people with the whole when Luke Skywalker got his old lightsaber back, and he just threw it over his
shoulder.
It did have kind of like that same disappointment, like where it's like, oh, that was
the disrespect.
Yeah, the disrespect. Yeah, it was like, no.
Because the Darksaber, it's been such a big part of this whole Mandalorian lore, and it was a big thing in both Clone Wars and Rebels, and then now here in the Mandalorian, then it getting destroyed like that. But as you're saying, like it's a symbolic thing, of course, and I was expecting for it to sort of maybe happen down the road, because they were sort of leading into this whole thing with like, okay, it's not about the saber and the symbol, it's more about honor and character and who you are, and that's how we're gonna unite them. But yeah,
the way it was done was just so casual. Like the way it was just taken out, like, sorry, it's the disrespect. Like, I'm sorry, but like the disrespect, like they didn't even put much into it. Like they didn't even make it a huge thing or anything. It was just like, okay, that is done.
Squish and it's gone.
And it was just like, they could have, in my opinion, my opinion only, they should have made it a big deal. As you said, the whole thing down the line, it could be like a huge thing. It should be a huge thing because it has meant much to the fans, meant plot-wise as well. It makes certain plot lines feel unnecessary, and it makes them feel superfluous. It makes them feel it just doesn't sit right, because we had that whole excursion almost in Book of Boba Fett, where Din was trying to learn to fight with it, where it's just like, and then it was so
unceremoniously just taken off the board.
Exactly. It was so anticlimactic. It was just, sorry, it's just
so instead of ending in a big, significant epic way, both when it comes to this season, but also many of the storylines and when it comes to the Darksaber and with Gideon, and like instead of it being like this big thing that happened towards the like it kind of just fizzled out. And you could maybe say that for this season as well. Like I do sit with a feeling of there was a lot of awesome things and I really enjoyed it, but also a bit like, okay, so was that it?
It's a bit sour in a way, like bittersweet, like.
Yeah. I hope
the good parts of it.
Because like there were some amazing parts throughout the season, like that I,
sure,
as I've said now many times, that I really enjoyed. But it just never reached the same heights that the series did in seasons 1 and 2, and I hope we're gonna get back to some of that in season 4. And I feel quite certain that once we get to Ahsoka in not that many months, there's gonna be a lot of big stuff in that series that's maybe gonna make up for us not getting some of it in this.
It feels a lot like, I'm sorry, I'm using metaphor, but eating like a really nice ripe red grapefruit, really sweet and very nice, and then you get pieces of that skin that has a bitter taste of ugh. It's a bit like that, so it's still very enjoyable, but you still get that bitter afternote, you know, where it's like, oh.
I get it, and we don't want to like sit here and like be negative, because
yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of videos on YouTube and plenty of articles and whatnot, and people just tearing this whole thing apart because they've been doing that for the entire season, and oh, now Star Wars is freaking dead again. Oh no,
it dies all the time. Huh?
Yeah, apparently. we're not gonna do that, and usually like we just want to focus on the positives, but also just want to give our honest thoughts here about what we feel about the season.
But it was cool. Some very nice fight scenes, and
yeah.
Especially all of the jetpack action we got in this one was just so
freaking cool. And we learned some things as well, like the clones. That was just clones of Gideon, and he just wanted to create an army of himself, just with the Force as well. So like really big ideas,
delusions
man.
Of grandeur, huh?
Oh, you can say that again. And then he seemingly died. But IG-11 is now officially back as the Marshal of Navarro, so we are going to get more of Taiga back in that role. He's not just gonna be a yes and no thing, like the voice of Grogu in that way. And when is Grogu going to speak for reals? Like, then he can say the creed, and then is he really... Are they gonna put a helmet on him so we're not gonna see his cute face? I just can't imagine them doing that. It's almost like the
too many questions.
Disney executives would come down and be like, "Don't do that. We need to sell toys." I don't
then
know.
you can sell helmets to the toys they already have. So it's like a microtransaction thing.
Maybe I don't know. We'll see what's gonna happen there. But yeah, so surprised again at how it ended, and then looking forward to the future still.
Yes.
And no Thrawn, no nothing like that. But he did get mentioned, of course, and we know what's going on out there, and we know what's going to happen later on with the First Order and all that. So I feel like, you know, we still have a lot to get into, and they're going to bridge all of it.
Yes.
In a nice way, I'm sure. But now all there's left to do is Danish word of the day. So let's round it off. And I can't believe we haven't done this one before, because hey, it's Star Wars. But the Force in Danish is
Kraften.
Yes, and it's not a translation that we're like we don't really use it. It sounds weird when we say it, or if we say the whole thing in Danish, like "May the Force be with you" in Danish is "Må kraften være med dig," and
it's also because it sounds like the Danish word for cancer.
yeah, it's
kraft, but
straight up.
Like it sounds the same, but it's like a different vowel.
Yeah,
but it's said the same way.
Yes.
So kraft. So it's just like
it just sounds weird, and then kraft is also
may the cancer be with you. It sounds a bit weird.
It sounds very weird, and then it's also can also be a word for strength in a way, like kraft. But it's mostly the cancer thing that it just sounds off, and you can see it here on the screen. You know, the Force kraften, it's an A, but with the cancer, it's you just put an A in there instead, and that's the letter with the A and the E combined, but it sounds the same.
Yeah. And another thing is KR, and I think I think perhaps F and T as well. So basically, all the vowels they are hard vowels, or like they are, I don't know how you say it in English, but like you stemmed it.
I don't know at all what you're talking about right now.
So you have the and the and the t. So you have like there's a lot of
yes.
still,
I don't know. It's not it's a pleasurable word to say. It's not, I don't know even know what
it's not.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Anywho, that was a lot of talk for just letting you know that the Force in Danish is kraften. There you go. Danish word of the day, and the last one when it comes to The Mandalorian season 3. Do you have anything else you want to say before? Nope. All right. Then all there's then left to do, of course, is just to say thank you guys so much for watching these reactions, and we'll of course be back for season 4 whenever that one comes out, and then the next thing Star Wars wise is Ahsoka, and we're very much looking forward to that when it's coming out in August. So yeah, again, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Bye.
Bye.